Alright, good morning from Westerly, Rhode Island right now. We have this storm system coming in, or it's already in. Currently getting probably the last batch of heavy rain, and then tapers off to moderate to light rain. To be honest, I wasn't expecting the seas to be like this. They're actually pretty rough, and it's actually pretty high for being a couple hours past high tide. The worst of this storm is going to be hitting at close to low tide, so this should be the highest I'll see it, and it should just keep going out from here. But it's pretty crazy, and the winds are picking up. They're gonna, according to models, peak winds are between 7 and 9 a.m. It's currently 5:21 a.m. Eastern time, and yeah, just waiting for the sun to rise. Should be in an hour or so. Also, sorry for the annoying windshield wiper. Once it gets a little brighter out, I'll take this out. But right now, I'm just staying in here. So yeah, waves are pretty decent right now. This is definitely not going to be the worst storm I've seen here. That was last December, where we had significant coastal flooding. This shouldn't be anything like that. It's hitting, the worst is hitting at low tide, and tides are not astronomical like they were that time. That's a good wave right there. Yeah, definitely was not expecting the ocean to be this high up onto the beach. Usually, well, typically where the ocean is now is like not that intense. Like waves are breaking where there should be beach, pretty much. So pretty crazy out. Again, I said I'll take this out once it gets a little bit brighter. But yeah, decent little storm, nothing remarkable, but we haven't had weather here in New England in a month or two, so needed something. Again, sorry for the annoying windshield wiper. I gotta keep it on, it's raining heavily out. I did take a walk out there a little while ago once I just got here, and seemed winds were sustained, probably 25, 30, gusting 35-ish. According to models, around 6 to 9 a.m. wind should pick up to sustain around 30, gusting to 50s, maybe a gust to 60. That's pushing it a little bit, but I don't think we'll see 60, but 40s and 50s and miles an hour are pretty decent winds. There's a little bit of car shade. That was a good gust. And nice sand blasting. Nice. Here's the current radar. That's dot right there is me. You can see we're in a pretty decent batch of heavy rain, but once that moves out, once we get to this little dry spot right there, I'll take you guys out. Right now, right overhead, radar's estimating winds 40 to 50, but just offshore over Block Island, radar's estimating winds close to 60. And over Long Island, radar's estimating winds near 70 miles an hour. And that's aloft, so some of that is going to mix down to the surface. It's only 49 degrees. Temperature should rise a little bit, and as that does, we should mix down some of these stronger gusts to the surface. But yeah, again, last radar. We're just about out of this heavier band. Yeah, the rain's ending as I speak. Should be out in this, completely out in the next 5 minutes. And there is more rain over out to the west. There's a lot over Connecticut. This stuff over here. But we'll see if that holds. Yeah, we might be in a dry slot for most of this, which would honestly be nice to be able to film out there. I'm just gonna leave the wipers on this once in a while setting. While we wait for the sun, we're gonna go to Watch Hill. Just check out the bay level.
Starting route to Watch Hill. Proceed to Atlantic Avenue, then turn left. In 1.2 miles, turn right onto Crandall Avenue.
This is flooding. That's not good. Let's see. Hopefully that should start receding once this rain stops. That's great. One thing about these roads down here is they flood really easily. So, yeah. Not fun. Yeah, it's a little bit of water.
In half a mile, turn right onto Crandall Avenue.
That's pretty windy out there. Jeez.
Turn right onto Crandall Avenue. In half a mile, turn left onto Shore Road. At the next stop sign, turn left. At the stop sign, turn left onto Shore Road. In 3/4 of a mile, turn left onto Watch Hill Road. At the next stop sign, turn left. At the stop sign, turn left onto Watch Hill Road.
Oh, that's kind of high. Interesting. Bay's actually kind of high. Yeah, something else I would. Oh, it's pretty windy. Kind of windy out here. Not even on the ocean. one do you have there? Not bad. Oh, that was 30. Almost 28. Jeez. Decent. Pretty decent. Okay. Yeah, we're pretty much going to dress off for a while. It's pretty good. Sunrise is a little under an hour away. Yeesh, windy. It's pretty windy. Curious to see if the wind is picking up everywhere or if it's just here right now, because it didn't feel that windy where we just were. But as we got here, it got windier, I feel like, which makes me believe there might be some sort of inversion a little bit with cooler water, even though the water's really not that cool yet. Could have some impact on this. It's pretty windy right here, but where we just were right on the ocean wasn't as windy, it felt. Who knows, maybe it's getting there over there. We'll start heading back in a little bit. Sunrise is at 6:43 and we'll wait till almost then. Here's an update on the radar. So we're in this dry slot, but we're still in pretty strong winds. And if you look off to the west, there's not a whole heck of a lot. And this band right here that's setting up, it's likely going to be just to the north of us. But some of this stuff over Long Island and then this little bit of light rain and drizzle, it's probably gonna head. It looks like it's building over Surrey and Long Island. So yeah, there was that batch rain that came through when I started, and we've since dried things out quite a bit. Again, this little area here. But again, the winds are ripping, and they're gonna continue to rip for the next couple hours now. This still might not even be the worst of it. So probably 2 hours until the worst of it, an hour or two to the worst of it. And the sun should start rising soon. Since it's obviously cloudy and stormy, it's going to take a little bit longer than it typically would. If it was a clear night, we'd start seeing the first light fairly soon, but it's cloudy and gloomy out, so it'll take a little bit longer. Yeah, we're getting closer to high tide, or not high tide, sunrise. We passed high tide. High tide is at like 2 in the morning, 2 or 3 in the morning, which I obviously was not here for. So yeah. It's definitely pretty windy out here. But again, this is water you see here and stuff. This all from the bay, and I was not expecting to see that really. Not really think it's going to be that high for the bay. And with here, down here, the winds are kind of blowing the bay out, but the water's high, so it's just high water. It's not really surge. East, it's windy. Winds are roaring off. Wow. Sand everywhere. Yeah, I guess now we wait, play the waiting game. Yeah, this water should not get any higher than it is now because the tides are going out, not coming in. It's the first storm like this in a while that's not coming in at a high tide, and the high tides and the tide cycles are not astronomical. So it's just a typical storm, not going to cause any harm for the most part. I mean, could have some downed trees and power lines, could cause some power outages, but we shouldn't have widespread issues. December one last year was a big one. This whole, where I'm parked right now, we would not been able to park. We had to park all the way at the top because this was all underwater. Like right here was probably 2 feet of water, all from the bay. And then where we just were at the Windjammer, couldn't drive down there come sunrise because the storm surge covered the road. There should be nothing like that because we're going to be hitting at low tide. The ocean was still pretty high for being not high tide. I forget when low tide is. I think low tide's at like 9 o'clock or something. So tides are still kind of high, but they're going to be going out. But at the same time, this onshore push will keep it from really going to its normal low level. And it definitely is getting brighter out though. That's good actually. That was a good gust. That shook the whole car. It's probably 35, 40 maybe. Yeah, it's definitely getting brighter. Thankfully. Oh yeah, it's getting bright. Ooh. We're safe for like just a couple more minutes. Or a little bit longer. Like 10, 20 minutes-ish. Sorry about that. It's a pretty good wind. Pretty good wind. I'm gonna start heading back in a few minutes. Type that out. Yeah, it's getting bright out. Good. You can tell it's going out because it's not as bad as this isn't at the water level isn't as bad as it was for any of the storms in the past. Because if it was the December one, we'd be underwater. If it was the January one, we'd be partially underwater. So yeah, this isn't coming up anymore. It's kind of just, I'm gonna guess it's gonna float right around here just due to the wind pushing it so high, but not gonna get any higher than this probably since tides are going out. The forecast for high tide this morning at like 2 or 3 in the morning was for, last I checked, was a crest of 4. Actually, I could go check what it was. So it was forecast for a crest of 4.4, which is just below action stage. And also last night when I went to bed, there was no wind advisory for Rhode Island, but they added that in the middle of the night. So that was a good surprise to wake up to, because I was seeing the models and they were showing 40-50 mile an hour winds, which is pretty much criteria. Criteria is like 50, and they added it finally. Looks like it might verify quite well. Alrighty. We got minor coastal flooding happening, and wow, that's a lot higher. High tides are in Connecticut right now. High tides are happening now. So in New London right now, current value is 5.05. Minor flood stage is 5 feet. So we got minor coastal flooding there in New London, and we also have minor coastal flooding happening in Bridgeport. It's got about another half foot to rise there. It's at 9.05. It's gonna get, the flood stage is 8.7 there. So again, go where I was gonna do, which is Watch Hill. It crested at 4.21 feet and is, as of 5 a.m., 4.31. So that was a little over an hour ago. So it's since dropped off a little bit, but it really is a slow drop. And compared to some of the previous crests where there wasn't a storm the past few days, it's going to be a very slow crest, and it's not going to drop all that much before the next tide cycle. So, but again, we're not expecting big coastal flood issues, especially here in Rhode Island, since high tide has passed. High tide in Connecticut is happening between now and the next hour or so. So we are seeing some minor coastal flooding since the winds are, the stronger winds are happening towards high tide. Here, winds are happening after high tide, so not as bad here, but still a little bit of splash over and coastal flooding possible. Again, a couple more minutes. We'll head on back that way. It's very windy out though. Let's go. Yes. HRR is still showing our peak gusts coming in the next hour or so, or we could gust to near 60. It's been kind of going down the last few runs, but HRR kind of always overdoes stuff on the wind, especially in the NAM especially. But we'll see what happens, and that's right around here. That's at the 59 is what it shows now, a 10-meter wind gust, so probably 50 at the surface. Start heading back now. So we're gonna start heading back to the other spot.
Starting route to Windjammer Surf Bar. Head southwest on Fort Road, then turn left.
Wow, it's windy. All right. Yeah, it's pretty high here, but nothing as bad as I've seen before. But these winds, man. Jeez. Again, most chances this wind is like nothing, but I mean, I really
Turn right
have
onto Fort
not.
Road, then turn left onto Bay Street.
Okay. Bay Street.
Turn left onto Bay Street.
Like I was saying, I have yet to experience huge wind yet, because all these storms I've come for,
In 2 miles, turn right onto
the
Shaw
wind,
Road.
the big wind part of it has been in the middle of the night as we were driving down, so we kind of missed the biggest wind. And some of the big wind I've experienced was years ago, and I kind of don't have much footage from it anymore, and I wasn't collecting data, so I don't really have any peak gusts or anything, so I can't count it. So I'm hoping this time I can get some good gusts. But this one, the sun's finally coming up, and as the sun rises, we get a little leaf NATO. Okay, as the sun rises.
Turn right onto Shaw Road. In half a mile, turn right onto Crandall Avenue. next stop sign, turn left. At the stop sign, turn left onto Atlantic Avenue. In 1.1 miles, turn right into the parking lot.
The temperature rose a couple degrees. It's now 52. When I started this, it was 49. It's 49 when I start. Now it's 52. So that will also help to bring some of these stronger winds down to the surface.
In half a mile, turn right into the parking lot.
Pretty angry. That's pretty angry. Jeez. He's really angry. Pretty far up for this. Here, we're here today. That water is pretty high up for being way past high tide. Nice sand. I guess I will take it. I should just gonna look at the radar, see what we're dealing with the rain wise. Real quick. Oh, that's a little band. Oh wait, it has to be done. It should be almost done. Alright. Oh, is it just starting? Great. Yeah. You know, I probably should keep the car on since we're in here. It's just a little bit. I didn't bring gloves either, so that's kind of sucks. It's a pretty angry ocean. Also, if this stream cuts in and out, because I like to take videos on my phone, just because I like having some of the videos on my phone. Just personal preference. So that would be why, if anything, the video cuts out for a brief period. Just get video and probably posting about it. Okay, that's annoying. I swear these wipers were fine on the way down. I estimate these waves probably 4 or 5 feet. Could get up to 11, but that just means the depth of the water is 11 feet right in the surf zone. Stuff there. Yeah, this is fairly high for being now probably 3.5 hours out of, or past high tide, and about 3.5 hours to low tide. Right in the middle ground, so I guess it doesn't really matter. There's some good winds. I think this little bit of rain's bringing some strong winds with it. It's 51. Pretty windy. Just about the furthest I'll go down this road, because, or unless if I want to go down further, I gotta go all the way around, because Atlantic Ave, per usual, is flooded past this parking lot. It's really typical for that, but it's still annoying because it's a lot of water. On the far side of the road, not the one I had to drive to go down it, but the one I gotta come back on, it's pretty deep. It can get pretty deep sometimes. I think the deepest I've seen is like 10 inches of fresh water from rain. For storm surge is probably a foot. Just about over. A decent dry spot. Car shaking. That's nice. Oh, good. Very choppy ocean this morning. There are definitely some decent waves out there. It's just about over. Well, that's wavy. According to modeling, our worst wind should be, and then starting now probably, we should start picking up. This little seagull. Also with these winds, whoa, that's a big wave right there. Wow. With these winds too, they're not straight on shore. They're kind of they're kind of blowing southwest, I think. So, but that doesn't really make a difference. They're still moving pretty much on shore here. That's partially the reason for this ocean being this high for being past high tide. Is the onshore push of water. Pretty much about done with the rain, that's good. Whoa. Alright. I think I can take you guys out now. It is pretty windy out there. Let me feel this one last time. Okay, let's go out. Get the key. Windy. Oh, sand. pretty decent storm. Got a little break from the wind here, that's nice.
That's a lot of water there. This angry ocean. I'll be right back. I gotta go get some videos. Oh wait, hang on. One more. Oh, that was. Hang on.
I want to go check out Atlantic Ave. and post a video. Quick. It's gotta be some sort of inversion. Winds are crazier by the road than they are at the immediate ocean. Strange to me. Oh wow. Lucky dog. Alrighty, we're back. Just gonna warm my hands a little bit because they're a little cold. Yeah, pretty windy out here. You can taste the salt everywhere. Yeah, fun little storm, man. Glad I made the trip down. Oh, there's a person joining. Where are you parking? Right next to me? Cool. Oh. Cool person. There's gotta be some sort of like inversion and stuff with this. It typically happens sometimes in the winter where the wind going over the cooler water can cause, or the cooler temperatures at the immediate beach, like the wind coming right on the water can cause cooler temperatures right at the immediate beach. But you don't have to go that far inland to get warmer temps and stronger winds, which is pretty much what we have, because right here we're probably sustained at 25, gusting to 30 occasionally. Down by the road, you're sustained at 35, you're gusting to 40, 45. So yeah, pretty crazy difference. Well, that's a pretty big bit of surge. Wow. I'm really actually surprised with how this is so far. How high the water is. It's almost come up the entire beach at points. Pretty surprised for, again, I keep repeating myself. I'm sorry, but yeah, pretty surprised. I had to clean that out, man. That's nice. Not nice. Of course, my good Kestrel decides it doesn't want to be charged. Or the battery apparently died. Which I literally just changed it. Which makes no sense. Double A. Darn, man. Well, at least I brought my backup. Yeah, it's dead. Darn it. This is stupid. Did I have to change that battery? No, she don't know if I changed that battery. I thought I did. Who knows? Oh crap, that thing's real cool. Strongest wind should pretty much be almost here, or if not, here. It's a radar quick. Oh, it's disconnected again. I think it's even far away from this. So. Sorry. Yeah, we got some more rain on the way. Seems like that bigger band is going to be sitting to the north of us, so that's good. Sorry. gloves. The biggest wind is so close yet so far away. Apparently Block Island's sustained at 67, gusting to 78 right now. Yeesh. That's probably an elevated station, but still, that's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Wow, that ocean. Do a radar update quick. So, there's radar. There we are right there. And yeah, we're kind of just gonna be in this little pocket of drizzle and stuff. We're on the full radar. But yeah, heavy rain to the north, light rain to the south. We're kind of stuck in like a little pocket of drizzle. Sorry, I'm not holding that up that good. But pretty decent. Just gonna end this stream for a little bit, and I'll be right back.